are you doing?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. You guys, so I just go live on the...
So you just go live on your page and then we'll like join the live and request to join.
Got it.
Yeah.
I am not 95 years old. I promise. I promise.
We love technology. Okay.
Hello. What's up? It's
Where are you?
Salish. Oh, we're gonna have to mute one of these, huh?
Yeah, that's why I have the...
Oh, which ones? Oh, here.
Oh, we're gonna have to mute one of these, huh?
Right now I can't see.
I just searched her.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Well,
You
oh,
guys
fine.
do request.
There you are.
Oh yeah, these are...
Hey, we're live. We're trying this. Hi.
Let's see if it comes up. Oh gosh. Should I turn the volume? Should I just turn the volume? Say
Yeah,
something.
I don't know.
Okay, Rachel.
Hey,
Yes.
hello.
Okay, so through your Zoom or on your Instagram, can you turn down the volume on that? Because I can hear it in the Zoom.
Okay, I have my headphones in.
You're good.
Amazing. And then I just put headphones in my computer and put them aside.
Have you found it, Suzanne? Oh, can you hear me, Suzanne? I see you.
You see me? Do you have? I send you a request, baby.
Got it.
There we go.
We're doing it.
We're doing
We are
it.
still doing it. I just have background noise, guys. That's all.
Can you hear us okay, though?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Hi. I don't know if I'm cut off in the Instagram or if it's working okay. Here we are. Here we are. All right. So good morning. I'll start with Instagram fam because I can edit the Zoom later. Good morning. Hi. How you doing? It's nice to see you guys. It's early in the morning. And so we're going live this morning to hear about you guys' program that you are starting up. And it sounds so great that you invited me to that I wasn't able to make. And so I want to hear about it. I want to know about it. And so I know what I'm getting myself into for the next time that you guys do it. So I think this very, very potentially might be an episode on the Salisha Show. So this is unofficial and very uncut right now. And so welcome to my Instagram live and also welcome to the Salisha Show. So today I have with me Rachel Josephina, who I went to college with back in the day at Cal State Fullerton, and her colleague Susanne Purschel, who they work together, and you guys are going to tell me all about your thing. So hi, how are we today?
Good. Thank you so much for having us on. I just wanted to talk a little bit about like what I do, and then Susanne can introduce herself and what she does. And so I'm a mindset and manifestation mentor for performing artists to really find worthiness within themselves rather than within the industry. And to know that, you know, you're allowed to put up boundaries, you're allowed to not hustle, and that self-development is huge in being a performing artist. And so I met Susanne and I was on her podcast.
You met her through the podcast?
Yeah. She was on my podcast. And
wait. What's your podcast?
Mindset in the Making.
Okay. P.S. One of these I might have to turn on. Which one should we do, you guys? Should we continue live? Should we do...
Either one is fine. If you have headphones that you can attach to your computer, you can just put them to the side and then you won't hear anything.
Oh, but I want to hear the computer though. Hold on.
Or like mute something.
I have like the worst background noises. It's staggered. She's like, 10 minutes later.
You know, okay. So I'm
People being
going
so
to,
patient.
I know, I'm gonna see what happens if there might be a delay, but I'm gonna see what happens if we turn on the volume on the Instagram and mute
Mhm.
the Zoom.
Okay. So, so I met Susanne through the podcast. This sounds great.
That sounds great.
Awesome.
Yeah, so my podcast is Mindset in the Making, and Susanne also has a podcast. But so I was on her podcast, and it was just such divine timing that we met each other, and we have been business partners ever since. Really putting together, we've been going live and doing Clubhouse rooms, and then we also created this new event where performing artists can come together and create community. But before we talk about that, Susanne, if you want to say a little bit about who you are.
Oh, sure. Well, thanks for the intro. Thanks for having us, Salisha. I'm so excited. So my name is Susanne Purschel. I am a founder of Point to Rise, which is a 900 plus member community for particularly dancers. I'm
Say
also
the name of it
on
again, Susanne.
It's Point to Rise, as on pointing with your point shoes.
Cute.
I am a mother. I am the founder of Rise Media, a media company supporting performing artists in, having the ability to gather more ways of earning income and not being only stage dependent, and having a huge platform that they can really tap into the power of media that we're, discovering now in 2021. And yeah, I have a podcast, Point to
What's your
Rise.
podcast?
It's also called Point to Rise.
I love that.
And we are, Rachel and I don't know, we met not too long ago, and it was just clear for us that we had to do something. We always wanted to do in-person events. And we are starting with having small groups, of holding workshops, of having conversations to see what's really going on and how we can, really support the community.
So I have a couple questions. I have a couple different questions. So
Awesome.
one is, I love the idea that artists having multiple things that they have their toes into, their point shoes into.
Yep.
And I never thought about that until like this pandemic, when I'm like, okay, well, I literally cannot go to work. I can't audition for work. If I want to, like, I was going to say audition for McDonald's, interview for McDonald's, like, I guess I could, but, but that's not in my line of work, So I appreciate the idea of like, okay, what else can I do? But not in terms of if I fail doing this, but in addition to what I love to do. When did you get the
Exactly.
inspiration for that and start putting energy into that? Was it during this pandemic or was it before?
Oh no, during the pandemic, what I saw was particularly like in the dance world, they were all just sent home. They were tapping into their savings. They're working at Home Depot or McDonald's, and nobody. So the scarcity mindset just was blown up by 1,000 times because nobody knew how to earn money. And we had a few that started building, community on Instagram or YouTube, and they were earning that way. But you had to have a certain status, right? You have to have a certain follower amount. You have to have a certain view amount. You have to be in a certain country in order to do that. So I asked a different question. I'm like, okay, how can we? I am really, really convinced that all the scarcity and the pain and the here I say it, abuse that we're seeing in the performing arts world comes from a lack of funding, a lack of enoughness and worthiness. And how can we fix that? Like, how can we start creating and stop chasing? And we start with everybody in the community, giving ourselves the power to use our tools to really create for others, so that we have an equal exchange of energy and not always feel like we're, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Okay, so let's talk about this scarcity mindset, because I'm like looking at you on the Zoom and I'm looking at you on the Instagram. I'm like, well, which one should I look at? Oh, I look so much more photoshopped on the Zoom. That late night last night, honey, I'm like, woo! Don't look at me in this close-up camera. But let's talk about scarcity mindset versus an abundance mindset, because I feel like this is huge, and just naming it already does so much. And Rachel, you can chime in too. What do we think about I feel like it's really easy to have a scarcity mindset. And what is that? Does everyone know what that means, or no? Like, you guys probably do. This is like literally what you're working on. Scarcity mindset is there's not enough to go around. It's if they get it, then I'm not going to get it. If they get that job, that means there's less for me. If we uplift this group of people, that's less room for us. I need to eat, this is a stupid example, but like, I need to eat this meal as fast as I can before they eat my meal, kind of thing. Like, there's just not enough. I've got this much money, and will this get me where I need to go, versus an abundance mindset. And you guys can chime in and tell me if you guys think differently about any of this. Abundance mindset, I've got more than enough. I have more than I need. There's enough to go around for everyone. I have joy. That doesn't mean you can have less joy. It means I have joy. You can have joy. You can have joy. Everybody, there's enough for everybody. There's so much money in this world. It doesn't have to just be, even though it's what it seems like, just for a certain group of people. And then everybody else, what about everybody else? There's so much money in this world, and if you want some, there is some. Like, but the question is, like, how do you get into an abundance mindset? So what I'm wondering is, not wondering, but investigating right now. When I have an abundance mindset, it's almost like more comes to me.
1,000%. I wouldn't even say it's like, I would say it is. When you have an abundance mindset and you fully in your being believe that there is more than enough for everyone to go around. And even more than that is like, no one can take anything away from you, because your own journey, your own path, what's meant for you will always come to you. And it was never meant for anyone else. So it's impossible for anyone else to take it away from you. Like, it is only for you to claim. It is only for you to step into. So it's not that, like, if I have an abundance mindset, maybe more will come to me. It is the more of an abundant mindset I have, the more I am opening myself up to receive, because I know I'm worthy of receiving that abundance that's already there for me. Like, the universe and God, or whatever you say, already has it ready for you. It's just waiting for you to align yourself with it so that it has a way to give it to you.
So hold on, there's a question forming here. Okay, so I have a question for you, Rachel, because especially because we both went through like a musical theater program. So do you think that, like, recording video auditions or even going in for an audition, what do you think about doing something a million times to get it perfect, to get it right? Is it worth it? Does it make a difference if I'm like, I did this take versus this take? Like, I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, is my fifth take really that different than my second take? Or like the 10th take, because at the end of the day, it's still you. They either like you or it's somebody else's. If you trip over a line, it's still, I don't know. I was just thinking about this for the first, what do you think about this?
Oh yeah, I talk about this all the time. So the perfectionism of like being able to do your own self-tape, to save time and energy, to not have to leave your apartment potentially, where you don't have to wait in line, you don't have to do all these things. Like, are you actually saving any time and energy if you're doing it 100 times because you're like, oh, now I get to do it perfectly. Now I get to, like, not just do it one time. Like, you're not saving any time and energy. So what's the point in even doing it? That's the whole point, is to like be able to do it on your own time. Also, you never can do it perfectly. Like, that is impossible. So trying to do it perfectly, you're already setting yourself up to feel disappointed because it's never going to be perfect. Also, I have seen this so many times, and I've had a job where I completely, can we swear? Can we swear on this? I have fucked up so many lyrics in an audition before, and I got the job. Like, I have been so imperfect and still gotten the job. I just witnessed Shelley Denton winning the competition for the Give My Best Regards, where
I just saw her last night.
Right. Like she was a bit imperfect, and you could kind of tell afterwards she was like a little bit, and she won. Like, you do not have to be perfect. Exactly.
It's not about, yeah.
What, Susanne?
It's not about being the perfect fit for whatever everybody else wants you to be. It's having the courage to really dig deep and let who you are out. That's what makes you special. And that's what, will set you apart and will get you the roles. And that's when you start creating and stop chasing.
So wait a minute. So what do we think? Okay, I'm really just regurgitating what was just said. So what do we think about, literally, I'm just about to repeat what you just said. What do we think about, I'm just thinking about self-tapes. When you have it in your control on your time, it's not about doing it perfectly. It's about the essence that you bring to it. So if on the 25th take, you're frustrated, but you got it perfect, is it really better than the first take?
That's it. Oh my gosh, that is it. Like, when you are tired and you are angry and you are not in a good space mentally, your soul and your ability to show up is not there. So like, you are actually doing yourself a disservice by doing it so many times.
A disservice? Why do we do it so many times? I'm sorry, I've just wasted a lot of hours on trying to get self-tapes perfect, and I just am like, how had no one told me this? It's because so frustrating.
Right. And it's because we think and we're told perfection is possible. Somewhere in our brains, we're like, perfection is possible. So that means I have to achieve it, because if I'm perfect, then I will be finally worthy to get the job. Like, what if you didn't actually have to be perfect to get the job? What if that wasn't the stipulation?
I read in a book, you brought up worthiness, Rachel. I read in the book that I'm reading right now. What am I reading right now? I forgot what it's called, but it will come to me. I read this yesterday or 2 days. No, I did not read yesterday. 2 days ago. And they said, as humans, we're always trying to prove our worth, our worthiness. Okay, stay with me because I'm trying to really remember this, because this is very important to me. We're always trying to prove our worth and our worthiness, and that we're justified. When really, being in this body proves that we are worthy. We wouldn't be here if we weren't. So just existing, just being alive is proof enough that we are justified. And so going out of our way to prove our worth we don't have to do that. When you get a position, a role, a job, whatever it is, that you might think other people are like, well, why did they get that? Do they deserve that? That's just noise in your own head. If you hear other people, that's just noise. You don't have to prove yourself. And I'm telling myself this because I'm like, I just started the Salisha Show. And I'm like, who am I to start the Salisha Show? Who am I? But you know what? There are people on TV who I've never heard of them, and they've got their own show. I'm like, well, they did it. Oprah's Oprah. But like, we're all us, like, we don't have to. Just being alive and having the desire to do it and the courage to pursue it, that is enough. That's enough. That's enough. What do we think about this?
I would 1000% agree. You know what came up for me when you were talking is the conditioning that we're receiving from this tiny little bit, even if you're already in the womb, where we're taking all of this in, and our subconscious is formed we're being conditioned to not being enough by just existing. We're chasing love by achievement, and we're trying to prove ourselves wherever, in our parents' house or in school, or the teacher, the director, the cameraman, whatever. And never ever do we actually really truly feel that everything that we need is truly within us. And when we make that switch, when we can see that the perspective that have been received is really just something that we've taken in, and we can change it at any given point. We just have to make that choice. Everything is going to change.
We pause. At any given point, we have to make that choice. So last night I did my cabaret for my launch party, the podcast, the Salisha Show. And there was a couple of times within the show where I was like, the Salisha Show, crazy, right? Like I was rolling my eyes at myself, and the audience wasn't laughing. They weren't rolling their eyes with me. 5 years ago, people would be like, oh, Salisha, shut up. And now no one was rolling their eyes. No one was laughing. I'm like, there's a shift that happened. What was that shift? It's like, and I do believe it. And it's almost like I was expecting for others to like not. But because I do, even though I was like trying to make light of it in that moment, it was like, no, this is a thing. This exists. And you just have to decide in yourself to take it serious enough to actually share it, like whatever that is. So I'm loving this idea of we are already worthy. We are already justified. The essence that we bring is way more important than perfectionism, forgetting words, Rachel, and still getting the job. How true is that? That is so true. The jobs where I'm like, I don't know what these sides are. Go in the room, mess the whole thing up, you get the job. The sides that you're like, I'm prepared. I auditioned for Harry Potter a few years ago, and I watched every Harry Potter movie to get ready for this freaking show. I took dialect classes. I read through the script. I did all of this internal work, and they didn't even look up at me during the audition. I'm like, this is perfect. Okay, so my accent was really bad, but I felt like this is it. But what is for you is for you, and what is not for you is not for you. It doesn't matter how many hours you put into it. So that is great. So the program that you guys invited me to a few weeks ago, somebody's about to walk into my apartment. It's okay, we're gonna keep it pushing. I just have to not get distracted because I get so easily distracted. So the program that you guys invited me to a couple weeks ago, what was that event?
Do you want to go?
Sure.
Okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So it was, we called it in the beginning a networking event for performing artists, because we saw the need of continuing that outreach that we've seen during the pandemic. My AirPods just died. That we needed to come together as a community and really tap into what we need and where we're going and support each other, right? Because that was a really, really hard time. So we started out with just asking questions and getting together, and we're now really holding workshops for performing artists where we're, talking about the things that we usually don't talk about because we're so afraid of taking down our shield and armors, and really talk about the topics that can bring us forward and create a better community within the performing arts.
I love this. How long was the evening?
So yeah, it was in like the early morning. No, it was in the early afternoon, and it was 3 hours long. It was incredible to just be with artists and create this. It was like networking, but like in this very intimate and meditative is what came up for people that went. And we started out with a guided meditation to really get everyone on the same page. And our biggest thing is that change comes from the self first. Like that is our big theme with all of these workshops, right? Is like, we want to see change in the industry. We need to see change in the industry that's really moving forward with worthiness and abundance. We've talked about that so much, but asking others to change first before you change and make that decision for yourself to find the worthiness and to see the abundance, it doesn't end up creating the change that you're asking for, So it's how can we come together, tap into the power of community, and start that change within ourselves. So we talked about success and really like redefining for artists, what does success actually mean to you? Not to the industry, not to your mother, not to your sister or whatever, but like, what does success mean for you? So it's been incredible to just see artists sit in a space and, like Susanne said, ask questions that are hard, that are scary. Like at the end of the workshop, once we had defined success, we asked everyone to see, where in your life do you already have success? And it was like, walls went up. It was like, oh, nowhere.
Really?
Yeah.
And
so it was sorry, honey, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It was just so interesting to see, because we're all, deflecting anything good that comes at us, because we don't, I don't know, feel worthy, or we've been told that when somebody tells you that you did something great, how are you going to top that? How are you going to make that even more perfect? So literally, as human beings, we don't even want to take it in, because we don't want to have that battle in our inside. So when we asked that question, you could literally feel the energy in the room go down, and when the walls went up, because nobody wanted to really look at what they were great at, or what they have achieved, or how far, or what kind of little things are they actually on a daily basis doing that is successful. The big thing for us is, if we can't actually look back at our past successes, we're denying us our future successes.
Right.
And that's why it's so important. Okay, go ahead.
Do you think that response was, stay with me here. Do you think that response of there's nothing, do you think that each person felt like they truly had no success? Or do you think that, was this group mostly women, or was it mixed with men?
It was mixed. There was one man there.
Okay. Just leave that in the back of our minds, because I feel like a lot of times as women, there might be something that we do know to be true, but somebody gives us a compliment. What's one of the first, a gut reaction for a compliment for me, unless if I'm getting that same compliment all day, is no, or like, oh, you look great too. Like, it's really hard for me to just say thank you, or thank you, I know, right? Like, it's so hard to just absorb the compliment. It's so much easier to say, no, I've not done, I don't look good, or whatever it is, even though I do feel good. Do you think that it was, which do you think that it was really people can't see the good that they are doing because we're in a dark time of our society right now, or the other one?
I think it's both. I think it's both. I think that with the dark time, it's so hard for anyone to feel like within their career that they have success at the moment. But that was also something that we talked about, is like, success isn't just in your career. You know what I mean? Like, success is in your life, and what does that look like? But I think it's also that it's so much easier to just say, oh, well, I don't have any success, but when that happened and we felt the energy shift, Susanne really went in and like shared a story from herself, and it really softened the wall that people put up. And then we did get to see them dive into, where do I actually have success? Like, we did get to that point of, okay, we know the energy has changed. We know that it's been, it's hard to see our own success, but these are the hard questions that we really need to look into, because this is where you create the change of claiming your success, so that you can then move forward, like Susanne said, and have your future successes. Because if you can't even see that there's success, you could have success in the future, but you're never going to know that it's actually success. Like, you don't get to celebrate yourself.
Can I add to this, because I'm agreeing with everything that you're saying?
Yeah.
When you switch your mental outlook and stop looking at your failures and dwelling on the failures and what's going wrong, and you start dwelling on what's going right, even like the little things, that subtle shift is a huge shift in energy. And when you start seeing one thing going right, you're going to notice another one. This goes both ways. And then another one, and then another one. We hear that saying, when it rains, it pours. We were talking about abundance earlier. The people who have the abundance mindset, it seems like they get everything. It's that same thing of one good thing is happening, and then it's like you build momentum, and this momentum can work in both directions. You can go down a spiral of darkness and begin to lose everything when you focus on scarcity, what you don't have, how things might go wrong. Catastrophic thinking leads to this, and this, and then it starts to manifest into your life. Whereas in the other way, when you start to like, okay, well, what have I succeeded at? Little things. I got up today before, I don't know, noon. I get up before noon, I promise. But like little things, and I don't know, just whatever those things are for you. And if you make it a habit to look at all of the positives, I feel like that starts to manifest in our lives as well. What do we think about this?
Oh, absolutely. It's the same with, we all know what we don't want, and we're really adamant about, oh, I don't want that, and I don't want that, and I don't want that. And we never really ask the question, what do I really want?
This, Susanne, this.
Right? So it's the same thing. So we're spiraling down. It's a choice away. And for the longest time, I didn't think I had a choice. I thought other people are making that choice for me, or that path was so ingrained that it's the only path of my life, that I never looked just slightly to the right to look, oh, wait, but if I just shift just a wee bit, everything is changing. So looking at what you're doing great on a daily basis is so imperative. And also knowing what you want versus all the things that you don't want.
It's great to know what you don't want. I think there is value in that, but use it as I'm literally, the book that I'm reading, I wish I could remember the title. The first one's up here somewhere. Using what you don't want as a launch pad, I think, is a good starting place. But then to focus your attention on what you do want, because the universe only hears what it is you're talking about. It doesn't hear, I don't want that. If you really, really want something and really, really don't want something, it's going to come to you, whatever that is. So just focus on the positive instead of being like, man, I hope I don't get into a car crash today. God, I don't even want to say that. You would say, I pray that we get there safely.
Mm-hmm.
Just switching the way we say things. Like, I feel like that's a really big deal. The things that we speak, our words have so much power. Just like, and I said this last night, like that life, sometimes it feels like a game. And once we figure out the formula to the game, it's your oyster. And you can even like know what it is intellectually, but then once you start to live it, that's a different thing. And I'm still in that process of like figuring it out. It's like, what do you want? Speaking what you want, and then after having that desire and that direction, that focus your energy on that, and then back it up with actions. Don't start with the actions, and then because if you start with the action, you're going to have to work very hard, longer hours, harder hours, doing more work, getting less. And there's a book called Think and Grow Rich that talks about this. I don't know if it says it in these words, but no, like you think first, this is like part of the game of life. What do you want? You don't have to know the answers of how to get there. Just know what it is that you want first. You guys can like chime in or like stop me or be like, wait, no, this is how I think. Know what you want, have that desire, and then a baby step into the direction of what that thing is that you want.
Mm-hmm.
I think also when you feel into what you want and when you map it out, the action actually reveal themselves to you. Like you will know in your gut what you need to do next. And then it doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's actually fun. And we forget that everything that we're here for is supposed to be fun and joy. It's not supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be hurting. It's joyful.
But living here as humans on planet Earth, I say that as if I'm an alien. It is so easy for things to be hard because these bones are so hard. It feels like the gravity. It's like it's so easy if you don't train your brain to focus on the positive things. Default, it will take over. I feel like the default is
Yeah. And we make things mean something bad about us always. Like things are so hard. So that must mean that it means something bad about me. It's always like, it's never what's actually happening. It's what we believe about it, right? What we make it mean. So like, here I am on the earth and it's raining outside, right? Like I could easily make that mean that then I can't do whatever I want to do and I'm going to have a gloomy day because on rainy days, I'm gloomy and I'm not going to get anything done and blah, 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 right? Over and over and over again. Or like, it's raining. That is it, right? It doesn't have to mean
good or bad.
Anything. Right, exactly. We can just have
we put our perspective
acceptance
on things and then we give things meaning. We give things a new story, whether it's for better or for worse. But that's a good example. Because it's raining, it does not have to be a bad day. And I fall into those traps frequently. Sometimes I'm like, it's raining. Today I'm Eeyore. During the pandemic, when it was raining, it was a good thing because that meant that the New York sidewalks weren't filled and I could go for a walk and actually have 6 feet distance. Whereas on a nice day, literally those first 3 months in 2020, March 2020 was really bad. I couldn't get any space inside. People were coughing all around me. I could see people dying with my own eyes. It was scary, and it was almost like my walk for the day was giving me more anxiety. Whereas on a rainy day, everyone's inside. All of a sudden, rainy day is a good thing. I'm like, I'm going for a walk in the rain and have all the space I want. Like, we put our, what's it called, you guys? Perspective, our own lens of things on things, and it makes it good or bad, but it doesn't have to be good or bad. It doesn't have to be bad. We can choose. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the choice, like having a choice. That was the thing. Susanne said that earlier of like, we actually get to choose what we believe. We actually get to choose how our day is going to go. Like you get to choose that you're going to have a good day. You get to choose to focus on the positive. And whatever you believe inside of you is what the universe is going to show you evidence of. So if you've woken up and you've already decided that you're going to have a bad day, you're then going to find evidence throughout your day that, oh yes, I'm having a bad day, because we want to be right. Like so if you say, yeah.
What happens when something really bad actually happens? Because I feel like, and this is me playing devil's advocate, but it's a real thing. Like it's easy to sit here when we're having a fine day, nothing good or bad or monumental has happened. But like, what happens when something out of your control does happen? Somebody dies. You gonna have a good day?
Well, here's the thing is, does it have to be like, okay, here I am, I'm good and cheery, right? Like I'm joyous because this person died. No. But What if you don't actually know because you are not the universe, you are not God, you are not this? What if it was, even though this terrible thing happened, somehow in some way that I am not aware of because I am just a human, it is going to be for a better purpose to move the collective forward in a good way, like COVID, right? This terrible thing happened. Many people died. I do not know how this is going to turn out, but what if a power greater than us, this event, these experiences are moving the collective in a greater sense,
I mean,
little by
feel
little.
that though, like this has been gosh, we're not even going to get into how bad this has been, but like the people who I have talked to, and even in my own life, it's like if you're still breathing, you probably have changed a lot during this time. I feel like a lot of growing has happened in a very short amount of time. Things that would have taken me 10 years happened in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels bad for, at least in my body, I feel guilty looking at the positives of the pandemic, because I know people who've experienced a lot of loss. Shoot, I experienced loss. Like, there's been horrible things that have happened. So what about those things and we're going to wrap up soon, but this is just my last thought, like feeling bad for things that are going well. It doesn't have to be about the pandemic, but how do you embrace that?
I think that we don't have to absolute the thing, meaning that, you know, something great is always coming out of something devastating. That's the law. It happens like that, because our reaction to whatever has happened determines the outcome. So we have the choice to either lie under the table and curl up in a ball and never ever get up again, or we look at it, feel our way through it, be sad, and also say that, you know what, it doesn't all have to be bad or all have to be great in order to be happy or joyful. We have the option, we have the choice to say and versus but. And I think that's where the magic lies. We're all great and bad, if you want to say it that way. You know, there's always something bad happening over here and somebody else is having success. But it doesn't make one less, or I don't know how to say it, better or worse, right? They're polar opposites to everything. So pandemic, we're losing somebody. Yes, it sucks totally. And there is something else coming out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And thinking about like it, right, and all of that, and like feeling sad and grieving whatever is happening, and grieving the fact that what you had planned didn't work out, no matter how big or how small that is very important, right? To feel through those things. But then when you get to a point of, okay, I felt through it, you being sad and feeling guilty, how is that helping the world?
And how is it helping you either, right?
Right.
Like not only the world, but yourself. Like, what is that gonna do for you? Isn't that keeping you small? Aren't you serving somebody else at that point with staying small and sad versus, hey, I'm through this. Now I'm gonna shine my light again. And when we're really looking like in a bigger perspective, how many students, how many kids, how many artists are trying to stay small so that they don't get in trouble or step outside the box, or you said, who am I to have a show by myself? Well, who are you not to, you know? And it is that perspective shift that there's always an and never really a but. We're not just one thing, we're everything.
I love that. You guys, thank you for joining me today. This has
Oh
been
gosh,
great.
thank you for having us.
Program, are you gonna do it again?
Yes,
And
we're doing it
who's
on.
open to?
So it's for the performing artist who is truly ready to take personal responsibility for change. Like if you are ready to open up your mind to the abundance mindset, if you are ready to open up your hearts to there can be change and it is going to start with me, it's for you. It doesn't matter what kind of artist you are. Truly, it is just, are you ready to be part of the solution? Are you ready to ask those hard questions? Are you ready to tap into a community who is also doing that same thing? Like, are you ready to grow your community and grow your network with people who are really, really starting with the self to make change?
And where can people, if anyone's listening, if they wanted to join, where can they find information on that?
On my Instagram, Rachel.Josefina, on Suzanne's Instagram, on Rise Media Instagram, on Point to Rise Instagram. We're going to be talking about promoting the event and where it's going to be. It's going to be at SAS Class Studios like it was last time. And it's, correct me if I'm wrong, October 17th.
You got it.
And at 11 a.m.
It's your time, girl.
EST
That's when you get up.
New York City.
Yep.
In New York City.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. You guys, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us. Thanks
Yes,
for
thank
everybody.
you.
And I'm going to try to go to the next one.
Yay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Hold on. Don't hang up.
Beautiful.
I don't know. Am I still live? Did I end it?
Yeah.
Not on Instagram.
I'll be keeping those things up for so long. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I keep them up. I'm like, somebody will text me and be like, Salisha, you're still live. I'm like, hold on.
Are you going to save it and post it or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That was just such an incredible conversation.
I think
That
so
was
too.
really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think so
Thank you
too.
for having us on, Salisha.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. I'm so glad
Thank
that
you.
we could talk. I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to actually do this. October 17th, that's going to be it. It might actually work. I start rehearsals on the 18th.
For
The Britney Spears musical.
yay. So you're not doing Trevor.
No, I'm not doing Trevor, but I still love Trevor.
Yeah. Amazing.
open-
That's so
I
fun.
know. They open in October. So I'm going to
And is Brittany going on Broadway or is it off Broadway?
I don't know. We're doing
Okay.
out of town before the
Oh,
pandemic.
amazing.
I'd signed my out of town contract and my Broadway contract.
Yeah.
So that was the situation then. This time around, I've only signed the out of town. So one step at a time. I have no idea.
Amazing. Tell Ashley Chu I say hi.
I will.
We went to high school together.
Oh man, what a small world.
I
Oh,
know,
there's
right?
one more thing I wanted to ask, Susanne. How did you grow? Did you grow your 500 people community during this pandemic? How did you do that?
That's fine. I have people that keep inviting people, and so it's a Facebook group. And I showed up every day live.
You
That's
showed
how I
up
did it.
every day live. You showed up every day. You were pouring in energy. You were pouring your energy into it. How long did you go live for?
5-10 minutes maximum. Just something. It's always something that came up, or it's something that when I was meditating or in the morning, how I felt. Just things that came up, and I talked about it. And you know, like the performing artists, particularly dancers, and I want to pick on them a little bit. They're very, very stuck in their old ways, and anything that's like outside of their box, their thinking box, is really, really challenging to get into. So I knew we know we have to do like triple the work in order to actually just receive one open ear.
Whew. That's so interesting. I love that because it's not easy to grow a community like that, but hearing how much you put into it. It seems like this was at the forefront of your brain, and also during a time when people really needed a sense of community. That's amazing. 500 people, that's a lot.
900.
Oh, what?
And Salisha, can I offer, like, what if it, like, going live every day potentially could sound scary, but if you're just going live to like speak out your thoughts, you're a very vocal person, right?
Yeah.
Who likes to talk. Whatever, maybe that's not the way that you're going to do it, but like, what if you didn't have the belief that it had to be hard? Like, what if it did get to be easy and you got to find a way that it could be easy?
Just even exploring what could that feel like and look like.
Yeah, like it doesn't actually have to be hard if you don't want it to be. You get to do it however you want to do it, and it could be easy.
So good, Rach. So good.
You gonna see my face on your Instagram every day now. I'm gonna be like, that's exciting and interesting thought.
Just like, what would it be like if that was possible? You don't even have to believe that it's possible. Just like, if it was possible, what would that feel like? If it was possible, what would that be like?
I mean, I have all the tools to do that. I get dressed just about every day. I have not gotten dressed now, but
but there you go. You didn't even get
to
dressed, and you went
Yeah.
live anyway.
Wow, that's real.
I just got from the gym. Like, I'm still ugh.
Wow, you guys, that's a good point. Thank you. I'm going to have to end this because my computer's about to die, and I don't want to lose any of this. I want to make sure it's safe.
No,
So,
okay.
I'll have to listen back to the audio of the Zoom, and if it's any kind of something that I can work with, then I'm going to use this as an episode because that was really great.
Amazing. That's so
But
exciting.
if it sounds like crap, I don't know. But I am going to post it on the IGTV. So, all right. You guys, thank you. Keep me
Oh my gosh,
updated.
of course. Yes, thank you so much for having us on. Seriously, it means so much.
Yay, I'm so glad we did it. All right.
Cool.
See
All
you
right, talk to
soon.
you later.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.